Welcome, Pisces, to the Temple of Consciousness. Please come in. My name is Ava. I'm going to be your oracle and your host. This is your May 2024 tarot forecast involving some astrology as well. I'm going to be including the astrological aspects that I feel are pertinent, valuable to the goings-on of each month. And before we begin, I've been telling everyone how glad I am to be back. I've had a very difficult time with the channel, trying to reinvent it in ways that ultimately I found were practically impossible. So I wanted to take it into the health and wellness realm because I thought that after doing it for 8 years that maybe it was time to liven it up and change course. But the universe had a different plan for me. So I'm back where I started and very glad of it. I missed reading so much, and thank you for all the encouragement and support that you've given me for coming back. So yes, let's start your reading. As I said in the beginning, I'm going to mention those astrological aspects that I feel are important for the month. And this month, May, the aspect that's really important is actually one that takes place in April, which is the total solar eclipse in Aries. Now, I can't overestimate how important an aspect of a celestial phenomenon this really is. The last solar eclipse that had this kind of profound effect took place just before COVID. So it changed the macro or world events, which ultimately have very personal effects on you, individual effects on you, and did have. So this time, we have a solar eclipse in the sign of Aries, which falls in your second house of finance, of money, of material security, investments. As such, those things that support you in the material world. So this will be the emphasis, not only in May, of course, but over the next 2 to 3 years. So this area of your horoscope will come to life because the solar eclipse is this powerful charge, like an electrical charge that brings in deep revolution, change. We also have Pluto transiting the sign of Aquarius. So again, this is a very important aspect because Aquarius comes in the 12th house. So these are revolutions that are taking place on a very fundamental level. The 12th house is about your soul, your identity as spirit, living in the world as spirit. So I can't even underestimate for you the importance of this aspect. So with that, let's start your reading. So another thing that I wanted to do to institute a little bit of a change is to use my Patreon page to teach you tarot. And I'm going to start by going through the journey of the Fool through the major arcana. You see, this journey symbolically represents your journey through life, all of our journeys through life, and the various learning experiences that we encounter, and how those experiences change us and help us to achieve enlightenment. The final card being the universe, the world. So I'm going to, when I start this, and it shouldn't be too long, I'll announce it, and it's only $5 to join. And I'll be doing them first live and then posting them. And so if you'll join me in this sojourn through the major arcana, I would be very glad for you to come on board. So let's cut and read. All right. This is a 4-card spread. The first card represents the overall mood, energetic narrative of the month of May. And remember, we're dealing also with the second house issues. And let's see what we have. We have the 9 of Wands. Well, I'm a Pisces. And I don't know if you'll identify with this as I do, but this is the wounded warrior. He's been through many trials and tribulations. And he's got that bandage around his head because he's not quite healed yet. He's literally paranoid as he looks about him, waiting for the next attack. Now remember, this is about your second house, finance, money. You may have been through some tough times. Maybe your plans didn't work out the way you had hoped they would, as mine didn't. But what this is saying is that you mustn't carry the mood of pessimism and worry with you, because you're still a little sensitive as to what might happen, perhaps even anticipating the worst, or as you lean on that single wand, that's what you have, what you've attained, and you're holding on for dear life. So you protect your wealth, you protect what you have. You're cautious, maybe even a little overly cautious. Pessimistic, is of course the description of this. But I want to tell you that rewards come to those who are patient. And even though you may feel like the wounded warrior now, starting in May, you begin to win that war. And your pessimism turns to optimism. That's the revolution promised by the solar eclipse as well. So let's move on. Dear Pisces, yes, we've had it, some of us have had it very tough. Look at this. And in the position of your challenge, well, it's obvious what your challenge is. Your challenge is to stay hopeful and optimistic. This is hope for the future. And really, the universe is saying so much by giving you this as your challenge. Because the star is naked. It's saying that all you need is to be who you really are. Let that shine out like a star. And that will then begin to alchemically change the nature of what will happen, of the future, of the possibilities ahead. This is about being calm, balanced, well-healed, because the star is about healing those wounds suggested by the Nine of Wands. Put those difficult times behind you. Let go of it all and trust that everything will be all right now. Better than even you had anticipated. The star encourages you to be creative, to let out your flair. That's the nakedness of the to be authentic, to be who you are. Trust in that. And by trusting in that, you then pull to you the success that you need. So, be calm, be patient, stay balanced, and you will reach a new level of joy and self confidence. The star is the epitome of self-confidence. She's Aquarian in nature, independent, and very self-aware. So this is your challenge, Pisces, to bring hope into that sector again of finance, your second house. Ooh. In the unexpected, we have death. Death. Now, sometimes death does refer to someone dying. It can. I can't, hide from that. But of course, death has more symbolic implications. Still, if we confine it to someone's death, then put it into the context of the second house, obviously it might mean inheritance of some sort of material nature. Death as a symbol is about absolute change, sudden and absolute change. And again, hearkening back to your second house, it could, in May, come already as a sort of sudden shift in your financial world, something may occur that brings in an entirely different financial landscape that perhaps you're not used to navigating. But it's about abundance. It's about springing up from your ashes. Death is ruled by Scorpio. And Scorpio is symbolized by the snake. And the snake only can grow if it sheds its skin. And you can only grow your financial prowess by shedding the old, again, suggested by the Nine of Wands, where you're carrying the burden of what was, the heaviness of various experiences that might be making you leery, wary, cautious. So it's time to shed that skin and renew, become. Let this happen. Don't fight it. Sometimes when good things happen to us, it's even more frightening than when bad things happen. Because when bad things happen, it's almost like a fulfillment of your fundamental beliefs that things weren't going to go well. But when good things happen, you might be, in fact, shocked and taken aback. So that's what this death is saying. There's a certain shock element to what may be coming. For the good, mind you. So there you go. Now, the final card is about the outcome. Or sometimes it's just a commentary, or let's see where it goes. Wow, look at this. We have 3 major arcana cards. 1, 2, 3. This is Judgment. So not only was last month a profound initiation of this new, almost revolutionary energy, but this month, too, we have profound changes taking place, perhaps as a result of that celestial phenomenon. Judgment. Judgment is also linked to major and profound changes in your life. So we have 2 cards, the Death card and now Judgment. One following the other, in fact. So whatever the Death card was referencing, now we have Judgment saying this event will necessitate a very important decision to be made. One that will have life-changing results, consequences. So when Judgment comes up, it's asking you to be very meditative, very serious as you look over the various options, ways that you can now direct your life path, your career path, your business path. It's asking you to take your time to deliberate, to ask through your intuition what feels right to you. You're being presented by the universe with these 3 major arcana cards the outer world is shifting so that your dreams and your goals can manifest. So you must participate with full awareness and consciousness of the profundity of the moment. It's asking you to take responsibility for your mistakes, for your missteps, as the angel Gabriel blows his trumpet, absolving you of your sins, hearkening back to the 9 of Wands where you're carrying your sins. You're absolved of those sins here. You let it go and there's liberation. And now you're working in harmony with the angels, with the cosmos, with the universe. Let that be. Let it move you on a very deep level, Pisces. This is a very, very important month for you. And I want you to open your heart and your mind to the best things that can happen for you. And just let that pour into you. There you go. So thank you very much. Oh, and thank you also if you'd be kind enough to help me to help my announcement that I'm back by liking, sharing, and subscribing. And if you would hit the like button as well, and maybe the algorithms, the mysterious algorithms, I think of them as little pixies. The algorithms are coming. Will perhaps notice my humble little channel and spread it far and wide. So I'd appreciate the help. Thank you. All right. So, and again, we're going to take the journey of the Fool through the major arcana very soon. I think that will be a nice way of us, and that's also a nice way for me to employ my live stream, which is, I've discovered, very difficult for me in many ways, but easier in others. So as I do these things, I learn, and I am grateful for your patience and your tenacity. Thank you. And I will see you next month. And thank you for whatever support you can give through donations or a private and personal reading from me. Links below. Namaste. Thank you. See you next month.